Quality Car Care, Statesville.com, 704-902-7678.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday afternoon. Lake Norman, how you doing? This is Justin Dionne, your host of Know the Scene. Thanks for tuning in today. Bill, we're gonna get that music changed out, or we're not having a show next week. I'm putting the foot down.
You pronounce your last name Dionne?
Yes, that technically speaking is.
Oh my gosh,
I don't pitch a fit about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If someone says Dionne, I'll be like, yeah, sure, cool.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, I'm not, it's not.
Well, sorry for all the times I've mispronounced your last name.
Don't be. It's okay.
Okay,
It's
good,
okay. I'm cool
good.
with it.
Okay,
I'm cool
never
with
mind.
it.
I'm not sorry.
Good. Don't be. It's not. It's such a so many more important things.
Yeah, right.
To be concerned about. Ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful, smooth, encouraging voice you hear, in addition to mine today, is our guest of the day, Adam Reed Wilson, with Learn Music, music school here in Cornelius. Excited to have him on today and chat with us all about what he does. And Adam's been in the community a really long time, and will tell us all kinds of cool things about the scene and of the area and the music scene and the business scene and the downtown Cornelius scene and then of course what he does at Learn Music and how he gets to impact youth and adults with music in this area. But if you're a first time listener, you're listening to Know the Scene. This is, I think now we're in week 7. We're about to the point I'm going to stop counting. But this is the show to you could tune in and listen to kind of what's going on around the Lake Norman region and beyond, like the towns here that make up our Lake Norman region. If you would like to chime in at any point or have any questions for our guest, give us a call, 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464. You can also stream this live on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and you can, I tell you what, we would love it if you have that Apple Podcast app and want to look up WSIC on that Apple Podcast app and look up Know the Scene and hit subscribe. You will be able to listen to all the past shows as well as make sure that you get the most up-to-date broadcast of the show that we've had. I think I'm really happy personally with the way the show's been going so far. We had no clue what we were doing when we started this. Appreciate Jessica Zeppis and the team here and Bill taking a chance on this show. And so, and Cain Center for the Arts, of course, for helping to sponsor and make this show happen. So, by the way, we had a great show last week at Cain Center with Cain and Cox, who you may have heard a guest on the show here. He really brought down the house. It was fantastic. Appreciate all who came as well. So, but with no further ado, let's talk to Adam. Adam, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming again. Adam and I have done one of these before, not on the radio. During COVID, I did like a little podcast type thing that we kind of tried, and you were a guest on that. So I appreciate you allowing me to bring shenanigans to you.
Hey, anytime. I like this format better. I like the in person. So thanks for having me back.
I do too.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's good to see your face, man.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
You too.
I got my beard trimmed for you yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mine's on the calendar for this week.
Yeah.
I go to Daniel.
That's where I went. I love that place.
Spot,
right next to Willowwood.
Yes, right next to Willowwood.
Yeah, they're
Coffee.
great, man.
Yes. Y'all go see Daniel there at Barber's right there next to Willowwood Coffee in downtown Cornelius. Great dude, great spot for a trim and a
little lineup.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
they're
great,
sharp,
man. Yeah, it felt like $1 million when I walked out of that place.
They are great. That's like a sign for me that I think I officially knew I was like an adult when I started getting regular beard trims at the barbershop.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's like, oh, okay. This is what this is about.
Yeah,
and it's
totally.
awesome. And it's awesome too.
Yeah, it's an experience. You know, it's just like a nice little break in your day.
Yeah,
just you in that hot face towel.
Yes, they kick your feet up. They lean you back. And
it's
you're
the
like,
best.
I'm out.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Adam, why did I ask you here today?
I don't know. You haven't told me yet. Why did you ask me here today?
Bill's over there like, what's going on today? Because you know the scene.
Yeah, I guess. Let's hope, because we have an hour that we got to fill,
Dude,
man.
you knew the scene before there was a scene.
Yeah.
Like way before I ever came to this community, you were one of the first people I met, and I was like, "What's the scene, Adam?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Got to meet Adam Reed Wilson."
Yeah.
So like, tell everyone who doesn't know you, who's listening, like, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. I was born. I was actually born in the Charlotte area. My first house was right behind Oak Street Mill in Cornelius.
Yeah.
Moved to Los Angeles when I was 9 months old, and lived out there till I was 21, and was just wanting something different kind of in adulthood. And so moved back here and had an opportunity out here and just kind of fell in love with the area. I'd always played music growing up in California, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but you go to a place and you're like, something's about to happen here.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I moved back to Cornelius. I'm like, man, this is a good time to be a part of what's going on here. And so, you know, I had some family here and some friends here, and got plugged into the music scene. So this was 2007, 2008. The music scene was a lot different back then.
Right.
It was really just kind of Summit Coffee in Davidson. That was the spot to play. They had a weekly open mic, and I met so many people there. So guys like Mike Alec and Mike Nolan, and just a bunch of, you know, Lake Norman musician guys, and HC Oaks. That came a little later, but yeah, so started playing there, and then that was the only place to play. And so what we did is, there was a place in Oak Street Mill. It used to be a cupcake shop. It's where Katie Fit is now.
Oh, before Katie Fit, it was...
It was an art store, or they like sold paintings, and then it was like a cupcake store also. It was like paintings and cupcakes. I think it was called Just Baked Cupcakes. So we would like take over that and book our own shows there in that side room. And then around that time was when... a little bit more about that. We just packed that place out. We'd have like me and a couple of friends would play. We'd have a common band. So we'd each do like 7 songs with the same band and just kind of rotate songwriters.
Oh, nice.
It was really, really fun. And that's kind of how we had to do it, you know, then, because there wasn't any venues in this area.
Right.
So that was a ton of fun. And then around that time is when we were just talking before the show about the Katie Fit open mic that Case did.
Yes.
So around that time is when that open mic started going, and then got involved in that. Went to that, I think it was on Thursdays, every other Thursday, went religiously, and met a bunch more musicians there.
Nice.
And I think in this area, that's when the music scene really started to take off. OTPH opened. And when OTPH opened, there was just, I felt like there was a lot more emphasis on local music in the area. So, yeah. So I don't even remember what the question was, but that's kind of how I got started.
That's how you got here.
And yeah, that's how I got here, and that's kind of how things started in this area musically for me.
Awesome. Thanks, man. That's you know, I love. We had Case on. Case Warner Money from Bella Love and OTPH and all those was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which you can go and listen to the episode later. If you don't know Case, go back listen to earlier episode. And it was cool that he talked about that, like you said, like when the open mic started and kind of how that built into OTPH and then where we are now with Second Fridays and everything too. So I love that. We're gonna take a break here, but when we come back, I want to hear. So how did you get from there to learn music?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What brought your interest into that and how we got there? So you're listening to Know the Scene. Come right back after the break, everybody.
More Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Looking for a night of laughs? Mike Goodwin, who's been on America's Got Talent, is coming to Cain Center for the Arts here in Cornelius. Saturday, September 9th. Cain Center for the Arts' 2024 fall season. Comedian Mike Goodwin, Saturday, September 9th. For more info, visit cainarts.org. Apple picking at Kerrigan Farms is almost here. The apple picking at Kerrigan Farms is a very short window, September 5th through the 30th. apple picking at Kerrigan Farms, only in September. Book your experience now at kerriganfarms.com. Leonard Skinnard and ZZ Top, the Sharp-Dressed Simple Man Tour, this Friday at PNC Music Pavilion. Watch two iconic bands at a great venue. Leonard Skinnard and ZZ Top, this Friday at PNC Pavilion. Have you ever been to Davidson's Concerts at the Circles? This weekend you can go. Davidson's Concert at the Circles will feature 80s Nation, an 80s tribute band. Concerts at the Circles, Jeton Street by Clean Juice and Davidson. NASCAR is back at Darlington this weekend. Xfinity race starts at 3:30 on Saturday and Cup Series at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Thanks again to Drum Landscape Supply in Statesville for the Days of Darlington ticket giveaway contest at WSIC. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay cloudy and rainy with a high of 84. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely, showers and patchy fog, with a low of 69. On Wednesday, we'll have a chance for showers, some patchy fog, and thunderstorms with a high of 82. Wednesday night, thunderstorms and a low of 63. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
It's Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
This is like my spy entrance, kind of. The first round makes me think of Brian from Family Guy. And then this entrance is kind of like a little spy-ish, but not. Then comes in, is that Frank? Is that old Blue Eyes? Isn't that what they call him? Right?
I don't know.
Frank Sinatra.
That's cool that you're on a first name basis with him, though. You just call him Frank.
Frank, yes, with Frank, the Frank Sinatra.
The Frank.
Awesome. Welcome back, everybody, to Know the Scene. It's Tuesday afternoon. Justin Dionne here. Thank you for listening. We appreciate y'all being a part of the scene and what we're building here and what WSIC is continuing to build as well. So again, encourage you, if you have any questions or comments about what we're talking about, give us a call, 844-STUDIO-4, and share. I tell you what, if you like the show too, do us a favor and maybe share it out there, on your social media stuff. Just say, hey guys, you should check this show out. And if you can't listen live, again, that's okay. That's okay. Just tune in after. Go to that YouTube, click that Apple Podcast thing. So thank y'all for listening. Justin Dionne, your host here, continuing along with Adam Reed Wilson, Cornelius, Charlotte area original, came back after 21 years.
Yeah.
Is that right? 21.
Yeah.
But came back in the original phases of downtown Cornelius, Old Town Cornelius, the whole movement starting to happen. He was telling us about the awesome open mics and that energy happening. But then at some point, you thought to yourself, I'm going to start my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so kind of piggybacking off the open mic in Old Town Public House, my wife Rachel and I were both just like, hey, there's something really cool going on here. It's a great time to start something here. Like I mentioned, we really wanted to be in the community more. I was working at a church in the area before that, and that was great. I learned so much there, but was just kind of ready to do something else. Sure. And I taught music for years before that, just kind of at schools and privately. And so, we just said, hey, we want to start a music school in the area. There were some other music schools in the area, but no one that was kind of teaching with a more modern approach. So at Learn Music, what we do is we teach students what they need to know to be great musicians using the music that made them want to learn to play an instrument in the first place.
Awesome.
So kind of what we say, it doesn't matter if you want to learn a Beethoven song or a Black Sabbath song. like a G chord's a G chord, right? It's got a G, a B, and a D in it. And so we can teach you what you need to know using the music that made you want to learn to play an instrument in the first place, that made you excited about music. So that's how I had to learn when I was a kid, because I didn't want to, learn Yankee Doodle or Three Blind Mice. Like, I wanted to be in a rock band, right? And so we kind of wanted to teach through that same paradigm, and we wanted to do it in Cornelius. So I started teaching just out of my house in Cornelius, right down the street from here, actually, just in Alexander Chase on Westmoreland.
Oh, nice.
Just had a couple of students that would come there, and then actually back to Case. Case has so much to do with my story. He sublet space for us in Studio 13.
Yep.
So I rented that from him 2 days a week, 4 hours a day, and then hired another teacher once my schedule got full, and we seemed to have really good reception with what we were doing in the area. And so anyway, we just kind of kept duplicating that process, moved to Heritage Plaza about a year later, which is now Townie, where New York Butcher is.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so, and kind of fast forward to now, we've been around for 9 years.
Yeah.
And teach about 375 students a week. We have a team of almost 20 staff members.
Wow.
And it all started just kind of, during that little Renaissance arts time that was happening, back in like 2010 or 2011, probably, with everything that Case was doing.
Have you seen, so 2010, 2011, so you feel that start, right?
Yeah.
You open Learn Music officially when?
So it must have been 2012, 2013 that Renaissance time kind of happened. We officially opened up Learn Music, I want to say, January of 2014.
Wow. Okay. So almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, happy almost 10-year anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a big deal. Are we doing something for it this year?
We are. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We'll do something for it in 24. So probably
when it
August
comes
of
up,
24. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be the official 10-year mark.
Congrats, man.
Thanks,
That's huge.
man. Yeah, it is. It's wild, man. It's really exciting. I'm really thankful that people want to take music lessons from us, and really proud of what we've built, and really glad to be in this specific community, because I really think there's something special about it.
Dude, I love that, and something I wanna bring on the side with this, because this is one of my passions, and you know this too, and this is one of the reasons that I'm gonna get on my soapbox again about this show. Is I'm all about people tying together and breaking down that barrier that, like, the arts and culture are not for me, right? And throughout this show so far, we've had people who utilize arts and culture as their business, right? Who I mean, like Kenny Cox last week was like, I think one of his phrases, like, dude, like, I'm an entrepreneur. It just so happens I play music.
Right.
Yeah. Like Case talking about what he's built and how he's still building and growing, right? We had Chris Bukidis on talking about, his experiences and the restaurant business and events and that experience. And then that's culture, that's arts, right?
Right.
And like you've done that.
Yeah.
Right. And you've built a small business, man. You're employing how many people again?
I think it's 19 right now.
Dude, 19 people that are artists too.
Yeah.
Right? And they're probably local-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be local area, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
local,
all
Lake Norman, Charlotte
yeah,
market, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're doing that, right? And you're employing them, you're teaching, and in 10 years, dude, up to 300 students, you said now?
375.
Jeez, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, how would you say your capacity is right now?
So Monday through Thursday, we're pretty full. Like Monday and Thursday, I don't
like wait list to get classes?
Yes, to get classes. So no available classroom space on Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Between those 2 days, I have three classrooms available. So if you teach piano and you're looking for a great studio to teach at, hit us up,
it, dude. Yeah,
learnmusicnc.com. We're always looking for great people to join our team. And then Fridays and Saturdays, we've got some space, but it's been wild. We're so grateful.
But dude, you should be super proud of that.
Thank you. I really appreciate
congratulations.
That.
Like that's great. And again, like that's, I'm the same again, I'll repeat myself again, but that's, dude, that is in my mind, like that is something for people to hear, for parents to hear, that they could tell their kids, that kids can hear that you can be an artist. You can get into some form of art and make a living out of it.
Yeah, totally.
Now, that's not saying you don't have to put in the work.
Right.
And you don't have to be creative in many different ways.
Right.
And whether it be entrepreneurial or willing to learn new things. I know you're very much into like, you continually are always doing like business improving type things and learning people, and have had business coaches and things like that too, right? So but that's it, right? But you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think
it's lucrative.
It definitely can be, and I think that one thing that I tell people often is like, hey, if you're in a band, your band is your art, but your band is your your band is your business too. And I think that it doesn't make the art any less than if we view it as a business. And those are some really important tools that we can begin to give young artists is some business sense, some business knowledge of how they can invest in themselves and invest in their craft so that they can make a living doing this. I think that's something we don't talk enough about in the art world.
Yeah, or in the business world either. I mean, frankly, like, right? I mean, sometimes you'll get this. Sometimes there's that business side of things. Just like, oh, those artists,
right?
And it's like, hang on, dude, don't. I mean, it's we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Right. Like we can learn from each other like that. I think that's awesome. So again, if you're a piano teacher out there right now, Adam says give him a call.
Right.
Or email him.
Yeah.
Go to his website.
LearnMusicNC.com.
LearnMusicNC.com. If you're a piano teacher, looking for some opportunities to teach young and adults.
Yeah, so we teach all ages because of that approach that I described earlier, where it's we're teaching people what they need to know using the music they love. It's really goal and interest based, and so it's not like I said, like London Bridge is falling down for the 5-year-old and the 50-year-old.
Right.
We're really able to kind of build a custom curriculum for you based on your personal goals and interests, and so because of that, we've taught students who are in their 90s.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
never too late to learn.
Never too late to learn. Yeah, we love teaching adults. So we love teaching kids. We love teaching all ages.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say right now if you were to percentage out your, let's say students under 30 versus students 30 and over?
Yeah, probably
ballpark.
85% under 30,
sure.
15% above. I think the thing that youth have on their side is just the practical, and not all, because kids are really busy these days, right? But just time, right?
Yeah.
It's and so my advice to an adult who's interested in taking lessons would be just do it. It's one of the best things you'll ever do, and it's so rewarding. But also, one thing that will really help you succeed is it's like exercise. You've just got to carve out that time to do it, and you've got to be committed. And so really identify that time where you're going to practice each week.
Yeah, that's awesome. So hey, if you're an adult that's always wanted to learn an instrument, maybe you've just always thought about it and wanted to do it, but just haven't been able to find the time, or maybe something's changed in your life and you're like, I've got some time now, or I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
With something different. Or you even want to meet some new people.
Yeah.
Right? Because you guys do your because that's a great way to meet new people as well. Learn a new song, go to that open mic at OTPH, and you got a new crowd of folks. So all right. Well, this is a great conversation. We're going to continue. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Adam Reed Wilson, local musician and owner and operator, Learn Music NC.
Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne will return after this short break on WSIC.
Here's Daily Hope with Pastor Rick Warren.
The Bible says it is not good for man to be alone, and God meant for us to be in community with each other. Whether you ever get married or not, doesn't matter. Really what matters is, do you have a spiritual family, a group of 3 or 4 or 5 people that you can walk through life with so you're not on your own?
Hear more from Rick Warren at PastorRick.com.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub sends powerful medicated Vicks vapors right to the source of your... so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier. Generations of families have trusted Vicks Vapor Rub to help relieve the worst cold symptoms. So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub. Cough relieving is believing.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay cloudy and rainy with a high of 84. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely, showers and patchy fog with a low of 69. On Wednesday, we'll have a chance of showers, some patchy fog, and thunderstorms with a high of 82. Wednesday night, thunderstorms and a low of 63. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
Hi, this is Susan. I'm excited to let you know that Lake Mountain Coffee is now available for private events. Our beautiful historic building with its 360-degree mezzanine has hosted many private parties, catered diners, and even an actual wedding. Please contact Andy at 704-252-1886 for more information. Thank you so much.
Call now to speak with Justin Dionne at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Know the Scene on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, we're back. We're back. Know the Scene, we're back. Thanks, everybody. Justin Dionne, your host here, continuing with Adam Reed Wilson. Sorry, we were just talking during the break about the upcoming Late Norman Songwriter Showcase happening up at Cain Center. We're excited for that.
Yeah, a lot of great songwriters playing at that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming like with you and the scene, like you probably have run into all them here or there, right?
Yeah. So Billy runs a music school in Davidson called the Bird's Nest.
Okay.
And a really super nice guy, really talented. Obviously, everyone knows Mayor Rusty, right?
Yeah, that's right. Right. Yep.
And then Paul, I don't know Paul well, but one of our teachers plays drums for Paul.
Oh, nice.
And then HC, I love that guy.
Right, yeah, HC.
I played bass with him for a little while, just filling in some gaps. And so, Nick and HC, I love those guys. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then I haven't met Heidi, but it sounds like a really... it's going to be an amazing show, so I'd encourage everyone out there to get a ticket and go, definitely.
Yeah, thanks. You didn't have to plug it, but thanks.
Hey,
appreciate that.
No, I mean it. I'll be there.
Speaking of, Adam.
Yeah.
You and some of your team from Learn Music got to be like one of the first people to perform on stage at Cain Center.
Yeah.
When we opened.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
That was fun. Thanks for having us.
I appreciated you guys being willing to be our guinea pigs.
Yeah, anytime. We're always more than happy to be guinea pigs.
We were like, I remember I was like, well, and I mean, honestly, I specifically was like, I thought it was important that the first people to get to perform on that stage were local.
Yeah.
Like local acts, right? Because we had you guys, we had Rusty, and I think he had 2 other people with him. And, and we had a local music school, On Point Dance Company as well. And I was like, I remember, and I reached out to you and I was like, dude, can you put something together? And you're like, yeah. I was like, awesome.
Yeah. It was great, man. It was fun.
I sounded great. I got video of it.
Yeah, we have a little teacher's band that we call Milk Stash. My 5-year-old son made up the band name. So we'll play at the end of some of our events sometimes. And so, it's always, I never turned down an opportunity to play some Weezer songs and some Foo Fighters.
That's supposed to be
my
my changed entrance music is supposed to be Weezer.
Oh, what Weezer song?
I want the beginning of Hash Pipe.
Oh yeah.
I just like the beginning. I think it's got some energy. Like I like that energy.
Pump you up a little bit.
But so also, and sorry, we're like a little all over the place for a minute. But I feel like I should go there. So, you're going to get to perform, or you and Learn Music will perform on Cain Center stage again.
Yeah, in February.
Yeah.
We're super excited about that.
Yeah, and we're going to be hosting, so then in February and in June.
February and June.
Right?
Yep.
As there,
we got 2 dates.
There's like your learn music recitals. Well,
Yeah.
recitals. I don't know if that's the right thing to call them.
So
right?
we call it Learn Music Live
Sorry, there you
because
go.
we're like really cool and cutting edge.
You
You
are
know,
cool and cutting
I'm
edge.
just kidding, but we call it Learn Music Live, but it is our recital. So we do 6 of those recitals a year, and we're so excited to do them at the Cain
Dude,
Center
we're
this
excited
year.
to have you there.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and I think it's okay if I say,
Yeah.
we're going to do the community lesson program recital on the same day. It's going to be a part of our Learn Music Live, and we're so excited about that. That's been such an incredible program to be a part of.
Thanks for mentioning that, and that's actually a great segue because I wanted to get a chance to ask you about that. Again, like so, gosh, to back the story up on this. So Adam and I have done several things together, and over the short time I've been here compared to his very long time he's been here. But I remember so when COVID hit, we had this Cain Center. Because we were still raising money. Like we
Right.
didn't have the building. We didn't even know for sure when we were going to break ground. But we thought it was important to go ahead and start doing, finding ways to impact our community. And my challenge was always like, well, like we don't need to do things that other businesses are already doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right? Like if there are other artistic businesses in the area that are small businesses, especially that are arts, like we shouldn't like be directly competing. We should see how we can work with them or use them or help them, and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So I remember we reached out to you about the idea of providing some private music lessons to specifically at that time students and families with Ada Jenkins.
Right.
And then from there, I remember you put together like a whole proposal for me that was like a vision for the future.
Yeah.
And that grew into what is now Cain Center's community music lesson program.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear from your side, like how that works for you and what your thoughts are about that program and how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think part of being involved in the community is doing your part to leave the community better than you found it, right? And so that's why we were really excited when you had come to us and asked us to partner with you to give some music lessons during COVID. And like you said, that kind of morphed. And basically what we're doing now, so this is our 3rd year.
Is it only 3?
No, is this our 4th year?
I think this is 4 now.
This is our 4th year.
This is our 4th cohort, yeah.
Yeah, so that means we've had probably over 50 students
You're right, more than that now,
program.
yeah.
Where, we're able to provide music lesson scholarships for students, who may not have the opportunity to participate in music lessons, and they get to take music lessons for 9 months.
Yeah.
And if they meet a certain list of requirements during that time, like, they practice and they attend their lessons and they play in 2 Learn Music Lives and they earn an instrument at the end of the program.
Yeah.
And I just feel like every year that that program has just gotten more and more special, and we've been able to really, impact a lot of lives, a lot of students' lives, a lot of families' lives. Because when these students learn to play an instrument, that's kind of blessing their whole family.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a really incredible program. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to partner with you in that.
Dude.
And and so we've been doing our recitals for the program at Old Town Public House, which has been great.
Yeah,
but
of course.
We're excited this year to use the beautiful Cain Center and to do our two community lesson performances at the Cain Center on the big stage.
We're excited to have you guys, man.
Yeah.
And thank you for being our being our partner in that too. And I remember for us, I mean, that was the thing. Like I remember we had this idea of like, want to impact the community, and music lessons came up. But I was like, whoa, we don't need to be the ones teaching the lessons or anything. Like we need to find work with a great local business, right? That's already doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
and it helps you guys too, right? I mean, hopefully like it does.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
So what it is we pay Adam and his team for the lessons, which we should, right? It's your business. And then we have donors. So thanks to our donors out there who help support us, that basically a portion of their donation, depending on what they give to, and so we do have some donors that specifically underwrite this program as well. It helps, it covers that. So the students pay nothing.
Yeah.
Right? The students pay
incredible.
nothing. I remember the first year we kind of just we kind of went like soft on it as far as like just like we weren't sure how it was gonna go, so we want to figure it out. And we weren't people didn't really know us as much then because of course we weren't this big like building in the middle of downtown. But we had like 3 students, 5 students. It grew. Last year was 21.
6. Yeah, 21 last year.
And I think this year we're looking at another 21.
Yeah, 19 to 21. We're waiting on the final number, but it'll.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close to 21
and it can
again.
continue to. I mean, I think it seems like it can continue to grow.
Yeah.
And from our side, like we do, like the scholarships are for families that need them.
Right.
Right. So we do, our side. We have Simone, our visual arts and education coordinator. She handles the intake and families have to submit, their requirements and everything else like that and show the requirement for need. But then from there, you take it from there, man. And you do such a great job with that.
Thanks, man.
You and your team are so great with those kids. And our hope is that it gives families and kids access to the arts. It gives them access to you and a new business. It helps you too. Like it should be this whole synergy type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a thing that you guys have done well is kind of lifted up the community and lifted up other small businesses as well. And so we're really thankful for that.
Dude,
really
I
happy to be
appreciate it.
able to
Again,
participate.
That's one of our goals, right? And by having you guys now come on stage too, like we're excited for that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a little bit real quick. Like, tell me about Adam the musician, because we haven't talked about that. We talked about Adam the businessman. We talked about Adam the create the education side. But tell me about you as a musician, dude. Like, when did you really start playing? Like, how did you play in a lot of other bands while you were in California? Like, what's your story on that?
Yeah. So I got my first guitar when I was 11. My dad was a pastor growing up, and so like 3 weeks after I got my first guitar, my youth pastor was like, "Hey, you're gonna play guitar on stage in 2 weeks."
Nice.
One of those kind of threw me to the wolves. I knew like 2.5 chords and just kind of got up there and did it. But I'd say that's really where I learned to play my instrument, was just in church, just playing for a bunch of different services every week, and then loved rock music growing up, loved punk music. And so, me and my friends always had little bands and we'd play little gigs around town. And music was my life, and then I got my first acoustic guitar when I was 16 and got really into like songwriting at that point. Was listening to a lot of like Bob Dylan and Paul Simon. And loved Jack Johnson and really kind of, I'd always kind of written a little bit, but really got serious about writing songs. I listened to a lot of Dashboard Confessional too.
Oh, Dashboard, dude.
Yeah, dude, Screaming Infidelities.
Yes, classic. I still at in my late 30s.
Yeah.
At least once a year.
Oh, yeah.
Drive down the interstate, like windows down.
Yeah.
Just screaming Dashboard Confessional.
Totally, dude.
Like,
just screaming infidelities,
like,
dude.
Come on, yeah. like, hands down, screaming infidelities.
Totally.
Like, let's go.
All those records still slap so hard, dude.
Dude, they do.
Yeah, and so many of the other records from that time too.
Oh, they're so good, man.
Yeah. So just got really into that stuff and wrote a lot, and then in my college years, I was in a rock band, and we played a lot, and but mostly kind of did the singer-songwriter thing. Yeah. Still do that. It's hard I got 3 kids.
I know.
So
you're a busy man.
Yeah, 8, 5, and 1. So our hands are full.
Yeah.
But yeah, still write when I can, and just played at Summit last Saturday. Play a lot of local gigs, and music will always be a part of my life. I was telling somebody the other day, I don't write because I want to. I write because I have to.
That's awesome.
So
good for you, dude. Man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got a little bit of time left with Adam after this break. So if you have any questions, give us a call on that number, 844-STUDIO-4. Know the Scene will be right back.
More Know the Scene with Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Looking for a night of laughs? Mike Goodwin, who's been on America's Got Talent, is coming to Cain Center for the Arts here in Cornelius. Saturday, September 9th. Cain Center for the Arts' 2024 fall season. Comedian Mike Goodwin, Saturday, September 9th. For more info, visit cainarts.org. caregiveforms.org. Apple picking at Kerrigan Farms is almost here. The apple picking at Kerrigan Farms is a very short window. September 5th through the 30th, apple picking at Kerrigan Farms. Only in September. Book your experience now at kerriganfarms.com. Leonard Skinnard and ZZ Top, the Sharp Dress Simple Man Tour, this Friday at PNC Music Pavilion. Watch two iconic bands at a great venue. Leonard Skinnard and ZZ Top, this Friday at PNC Pavilion. Have you ever been to Davidson's Concerts at the Circles? This weekend you can go. Davidson's Concert at the Circles will feature 80s Nation, an 80s tribute band. Concerts at the Circles, Jeton Street by Clean Juice in Davidson. NASCAR is back at Darlington this weekend. Xfinity race starts at 3:30 on Saturday and Cup Series at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Thanks again to Drum Landscape Supply in Statesville for the Days of Darlington ticket giveaway contest at WSIC. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay cloudy and rainy with a high of 84. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely, showers and patchy fog with a low of 69. On Wednesday, we'll have a chance of showers, some patchy fog, and thunderstorms with a high of 82. Wednesday night, thunderstorms and a low of 63. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
Know the Scene continues. Here's your host, Cain Center for the Arts Executive Director Justin Dionne on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
He got it. Yes. Yes, Bill. Yes.
I love Weezer
yes.
so much.
Bill is the man, you guys. Bill's the man. Bill on the sticks is what they call him in the morning show. Are you still on the sticks in the afternoon, or is it like a different thing in the afternoon? Is it a different vibe, Bill, in the afternoon?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why
Okay.
he's got me on the sticks.
Well, is that what we're calling the
That's what
control
we're calling
board,
that.
the
Yeah.
sticks?
Oh, like
I'm
the-
kind of on the sticks.
Yeah, okay.
But I really
okay.
got to be on the sticks when Justin's on.
Yeah, because you never know with him.
You never know.
You never know with him. He's wild. The morning show. If you guys don't tune in the morning for Good Morning LKM with Justin, it's a fun show.
With you, Justin?
No, Justin Kazepis.
Oh, okay.
And Bill. It's a fun show. Like really,
Nice.
I gotta admit, like I'm just gonna say this. I did not see myself in my late 30s like listening to talk radio in the morning. But every now and then it's nice to tune in, and Justin's funny, man. He's got some great, he'll bring out some good special guests. Like he'll talk about stuff. You should check it out sometime. Like while you're getting ready or whatever. It's
I love
good.
talk radio.
Yeah, dude, we should check it out. Tune
Yeah.
in, guys, in the morning, WSIC, and you can or get on that app right on YouTube or on the whatever. And that's what I do sometimes on my way to work or even just like around the office, and it's fun. And you can always
I'll
like
check it out.
and because like it's cool local thing. If you ever want to just give them some crap,
Just
call
call
in.
844
Just call
studio.
in. Just call in. And it's like, and it's fun. Like sometimes it's fun, man. Like just to like joke. And the Facebook comments, like people would just be jinging each other. It's like a fun.
Yeah.
People would ping at each other, but not in a nasty way.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like it's fun.
I
Like,
love it, man.
It's not like some of that, like we were talking earlier about some of like the nasty that on
Right.
social media that can happen
Yeah.
nowadays. But when you got the right group, it can be fun.
Yeah, so that prank call you guys are going to get tomorrow morning,
Do
it's
it.
not me.
Do it. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. So welcome back to Know the Scene. Sorry for our closing little segment here. It's too short of a show, I keep saying, but it's
it goes
fun.
by fast, man.
It does, man. Thanks if you're listening. Give us a call, 844-Studio-4. Listen on the live streams. Again, that Apple Podcast. A couple people have told me, which I appreciate, that they've like, friends I know have been like, hey, I just heard you have a radio show. And then they're like, and I went and I was able to listen to all these old episodes. I was like, that's awesome. So hopefully if you discover the show and want to listen to old episodes, do that. I'm really happy, really appreciate you coming on, Adam, and all the guests that have come on so far. And hey, if listeners here have an idea, if you're like, hey, Justin, you should ask this person to come on or that person or that. Please let us know, right? Comment on the Facebook, send an email to the WSIC feed, anything, and we'll do it, So, but all right, so I wanted this last little segment, man, because you've been involved in the scene like for so long, and you've really seen, I don't want to, do I want to call it a renaissance? Like, do I want to go that far? Is it, or is that like you know what I mean? Is that kind of presumptuous?
I think it's man.
It started a long time ago. This has been like a 10-year
renaissance,
right?
Yeah.
So far in downtown Cornelius. Like,
yeah.
What would you say? Like, tell us what you've been here, you're watching it. You own a house now, so I want to make sure you notice. Like,
right.
I'm not trying to like dox you.
No.
But like,
you own a house and your address is.
Yeah. But like, Adam lives in Catawba North. Which is that awesome. If you guys don't know the Catawba North neighborhood, it's a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. So you're there. You've seen it happen. You've seen the energy. You've heard the feedback. And stuff. What do you think about where things are going, man?
Yeah. Well, I think things have gone in a really great direction for a while now. So I think, we talked about how there was kind of, we were gigging at cupcake shops.
Right.
And now we've got places like Boatyard, and like OTPH, so you can see how far the area's come. I think that development is only going to continue. I think that people are hungrier for live music than they've been in a really long time.
Yeah,
I think that was multiplied by the pandemic when we had to go without it for a while. So I think I see live music being more of a part of what we're doing here. I think that's going to happen naturally. I think the area's going to, from a culture perspective, like you've been talking about, arts is culture. It's not just music and that kind of stuff.
It's who we are. It's who we are as a community. Like if someone says like, what is it that makes Lake Norman Lake Norman? Right. Anything whatever your answer is to that is culture.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get more of those things in Cornelius. There's a lot of developments that are slated that are going in that or look like they're going to be going in that we were talking about before the show that I think are just going to add to the vibrancy of the area. I'm going to answer your question a little differently.
Sure.
That's what I think is happening. I think we're just going to get more of what we already have. Obviously, we have the Cain Center, and I think that's a really big that's just going to propel the arts even more.
Well, sure, yeah.
One thing that I would love to see.
Yeah, go.
I think that there is. It's crazy how many good musicians there are in this area.
Yeah.
I think for a small town, we have so many talented people. And not only do we have talented musicians, I think we have a lot of talented songwriters as well.
Oh, nice.
So one thing that I would love to see over the next 10 years is that develop. So I would
tell me more. Tell me, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think the Evening Muse in Charlotte has done a really good job.
I love that's a great
of kind of cultivating and fostering a culture of original music. I love. We good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love. I love all music. When I gig out, I do a lot of cover songs.
Sure.
So nothing wrong with cover songs, but there's something unique about hearing somebody write about their experience and share that with others. And so I'd love to see a place where that can develop, where that scene can develop in the Lake Norman area.
Like a listening room vibe.
Exactly.
Like specifically like a listening room, like a Eddie's Attic, like like you said, like an evening muse, like a small, intimate, like listening room.
100%.
That's the vibe.
I think we need a great venue like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a high likelihood that it'll happen because there's so many songwriters here. I think Summit's historically done a really good job.
We should start a house concert series.
We should. Let's do it.
Like
Yeah.
That's what we should do, like a house concert series.
I mean,
like,
you've
almost
already
start it
given
like-
everybody my address. We can just do it at my house. I'm just kidding.
That's right. We should.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know, because it almost becomes like for a little bit, like you just run it like a secret. Like you have to know somebody to know somebody. Like, have you watched? I'm off track from it, but I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay.
Have you seen anything about the Barkley marathons?
I haven't.
Okay, sorry. So the Barkley marathons are these like really crazy like extreme running marathons they have in Tennessee every year, and it's like nuts. And apparently to even find out how to apply, you can only find out how to apply to run in it by contacting or reaching someone who's already ran in it.
Okay, interesting.
And then they're the only ones that can tell you how
Yeah.
to like who to contact to apply. And you may not even get accepted.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we should start a house concert series. It just starts real small, and then it becomes like, well, to find out when the next show is, you have to like, and then it can grow from there, and then you let it grow to the point where it's like, okay, now we're ready to take this. Like,
that is already happening.
Oh, it
in
is?
Catawba North. I'm not going to say any names because I don't know if this person, wants everyone to know, but. Yeah, I mean, I think the more the merrier.
See, that's a scene.
Yeah, that is.
So
a
that's
scene.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a scene. When there are secret house concerts happening in Lake Norman, that's a scene, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I got to figure out how to get in there.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would I be allowed to be like, that Cain Center guy?
No, man, no. Yeah,
You
I
sold out, Adam. You sold us out.
I actually haven't been to one, but I know about them happening in my neighborhood, and so. But yeah, I think I'd love to see more of that. But
I agree. I love that stuff.
To answer your original question, I see more of what's happening on a bigger, larger scale happening. More of what's already happening, continuing to happen on a bigger and larger scale in the area.
Well, and I know there's gonna be some some pushback against this, and that's okay. Everyone has their opinions, but like one of the whole things of like more people moving here is that also means like more creative people, more ideas, more talent, more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good part of it.
Yeah.
Like I know there's always the other side of that coin too, right? Like in concerns and that, and I'm not saying those should be ignored by any means.
Yeah.
But I'm saying but we're forgetting sometimes, I think, in the discussions, the good parts of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I
like
think,
you said, there's a lot of talented musicians here.
Yeah.
They don't come here to be bored.
Yeah.
They don't come here because there's no opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean,
right. Yeah, I think that, and I think you're acknowledging this, like to say that with growth that, it's all pros and no cons. No one's saying that, but when I look at how this area has grown over the last, since I've been here since 2007, so like 15, 16 years, when I look at that growth, it has 100% been a net positive.
Sure.
And were there concerns that a lot of people had about this and about that along the way? Absolutely. But I think, there's the more people we have, the more, diversity we have in the area, the more, just the more people we have, I think that there's just going to be more beautiful expressions that are going to come out of this area.
Here's what I want to ask a lot of people when it comes to some of this. All right, in just the last minute we have left.
Yes.
What does it mean to live in Lake Norman?
What does it mean?
Like if someone were to say, describe where you live in 3 words. Go. Like describe Lake Norman scene in 3 words.
A vibrant, growing community, and that doesn't do it justice, but I think Lake Norman, or maybe unique, a vibrant, unique community is the best I can think of off the top of my head. We're vibrant because we're growing.
Sure.
We're unique because I can't think of another place like this. And we've got a great community
I heard
here.
it. I love it. All right, well, you heard it here first. Adam Reed Wilson, learnmusicnc.com. Get your music lessons on. Come back, tune in next week. We're going to have comedian Mike Goodwin coming at you live. Know the scene.
The new 105.9